Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog. My name is Orion and I make videos every single Wednesday and Sunday and I post them at 6 p.m. and I'm currently overlooking what could potentially be upcoming vlogs in the future. Because after we finish converting the garage, sometime in the future, we're going to need to clear out all of this. I think there is even an old trailer literally right there. You can't see it because it's so overgrown, but yeah. All of this needs to go. However, that isn't happening in today's vlog because as I make my way down the slide, in today's video, we need to paint this entire room, including the ceiling. So we're gonna need all the fuel we can get because it's going to be a really long day. And a big thank you to today's sponsor, HelloFresh, because they have got us covered to keep all engines burning with food delivered straight to your front door. They even come with easy to follow recipe guides, which is super useful for me as someone who struggles to actually cook. These guides are very easy to follow and you can make yourself some incredibly tasty meals. So if you want to get 60% off your first box and free desserts for life, then make sure you either scan the QR code on screen or use Hello Orion 60 at checkout and you can make, honestly, some of the best meals I've ever had. But right, with my bucket of painting tools and the good news shared today, unfortunately, you may be wondering why I have paint rollers and things like that. And it's because my intentions were to spray the garage walls and get it completely done and try something new for the first time. Unfortunately, time is against us as I keep reiterating it in every vlog, and I haven't got time to wait on the paint spray any longer. So today we need to get it painted. To be honest, it shouldn't be that bad because I have these really long pole arms for rolling on the walls, but right, we need to put primer on the walls first. So I've been out and I've got the cheapest possible paint I could find. So cheap, it is quite literally unbranded. Wall primer and undercoat. We need to put approximately 2 coats of this on every single wall and the ceiling. The plan is to take a brush and do all of the edges and the corners first, and then we're gonna roll the wall one at a time. Even Benjamin is helping us out. He's wearing a bin bag because he doesn't want to ruin his new Man United kit. Hopefully, by the time we have finished doing a full rotation of the room, the first wall we've started should be dry. It takes 2 hours between each coat. So by the time we work around, I don't know how long it's going to take us to roll. I imagine it's going to take quite a while because there's a lot of surface to cover. But hopefully it hides all of this filler work that we have done, and the sanding that we did a couple of vlogs ago is actually worked out well. But right, there is no time like the present. It is a daunting task and it is going to be a long day. But without further ado, cue music and let's get this room done. Okay, we're at the midway point and it's safe to say there isn't a lot more that I hate than painting the ceiling. I am absolutely sweating buckets, but one coat on, it is coming together. The lights are hanging from the ceiling. We are getting there. Time to do the second coat. That wasn't too bad. We have now got 2 coats of primer all along the walls. And for anyone wondering why we do this, it's essentially just to seal the plasterboard because it's very porous, and when you paint, it soaks into the plasterboard. So we put some primer on it, acts kind of like adhesive, so we can paint and the paint will stick to the wall. At least that's the case in layman's terms. But right, we have been away and allowed the primer to dry properly because I didn't want to paint straight onto it and risk anything. So the problem is with painting is it takes you know, time for it to dry, and it said like 4 hours. I don't want to sit around for 4 hours and wait for it. So it is all properly dry now, and we need to get all the gear ready again to now paint the wall with the final coat. Considering the paint that I've used is incredibly cheap, like the primer literally cost me like £16 or something like that for a huge tub. We only used one. I think it's actually covered the walls pretty well, and you can't see the, well, obviously you can see it, but it's not too bad with the primer on it, which gives me hope that when we put a couple of coats on it, it should cover it up even better. However, when you get really close and inspect it, it's obviously, where I've used filler, it's a different depth because I've not sanded it all the way down flush to the wall. Again, I'm not too stressed about this stuff because, as I say, it's just a garage storage room, and it's just to give it a cleaner look. Probably down the line, if it ever did get repurposed to become like, you know, an external room, if it gets used further down the line, I could just probably get someone out to come and properly plaster the whole room and give it that clean finish we're looking for. But for now, again, time is of the essence, and I just need to get it usable, because the longer this takes, the less time we have to like prepare home for the baby. So let's get the paint gear out again. And I think we are just going to start with the ceiling and get that job out of the way first, because it's not fun, but it needs to be done. Brushing the edges isn't actually that bad, but getting one of these, staring at the ceiling and rolling it on, it's hard work. I do not envy people who do this for a living. But with the first coat now applied, it is becoming glaringly obvious that these lines where I've used filler are just gonna stay there. I have actually got the fan on to help dry it down a little bit quicker, but this wall is touch dry now, and you can obviously see all of the lines on the wall. Is what it is. I would have liked it to be like a really clean finish, and I was actually contemplating as I was like painting the walls, like, mate, I should have just wallpapered it, because it would have covered everything up and it would have been a really easy job to do that. But it is what it is. This is a cheap job, and it is serving a purpose. However, whilst I've been waiting for all of this to dry, I took the time to do a bit of electric work out here in the lean-to by putting in a light. So now it is very bright in this area, because as it goes into autumn, into winter, it gets very dark and you can't really see in this space. So put a new light up, feels incredibly clinical, but at least you can see in here. I'm thinking about putting another one in this area, because despite what it looks like on the phone, it does get quite dark down this area of the roof, like area to lean to as well. But for the time being, we have got a new light outside here. I now think it is time for coat number 2. I don't want to paint anymore. Thank God it is done. It is over. I never have to paint this room again until I plaster it way down the line. But it has had 2 coats of primer. It has 2 coats of like matte interior emulsion paint, and it is done. It's done. Bad news, you can obviously still see the stud work, but on the plus side, I will never have to use a stud finder or work out where my stud work is when it comes to like fitting racking and stuff like that, because I can still see where it is on the wall. Unfortunately, the floor has taken quite the beating, especially there where I spilt paint. However, that isn't so much of an issue, because there's only a few things left to do in this room, one of which is add a skirting all the way around the room. And then on top of that, I'm actually going to get like those rubber like jigsaw floor mats that you can put down and just fill the entire floor of it. So it just gives it a nicer finish. It'll be a bit softer in here. So if you drop stuff, it's not that big of a deal. And then we need to finish that door up to the attic there, and we need to actually fit the main door. But until this room dries, we cannot do anything. I am also waiting on a delivery for the skirting board, so I think it means more stuff in the lean-to in the meantime. I should have really saved doing the lighting and stuff like that and the electrics for the next vlog, but I'm literally sitting here waiting for paint to dry, so I was like, I might as well do it now. But next time, I think we'll get the insulation boards fitted onto this wall, the exterior just stud work anyway, so we can clear out some of the space, because it's just kind of doing nothing right now, so I might as well just put it in the wall. And then in this area, I think I'm going to rebuild my desk right here to serve as my like DIY bench. That way I'm not like putting it to waste, and we can repurpose it anyway. So in here, I think I'm just going to clear things up, figure out what I want to do with like this space. Obviously, when I build the desk here, it's going to take up a fair chunk of room. and I might change this surface here so you can actually kind of walk straight through, or maybe I'll build some racking in here. I'm not entirely sure just yet. We can figure all of that out in the next video. But for now, guys, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up, Ryan. I appreciate it. I'm really sorry that there was a bit of a hiatus in the videos. It's just I got caught up with stuff and I couldn't post one last week. So I missed 2 videos for the first time in well over a year. It's very rare. I really hate like missing like my content, because I'm only posting on Wednesdays and Sundays, but I only have a Saturday and Sunday to film these vlogs, because obviously I work Monday to Friday. So it just kind of caught up with me, and I have a strange feeling that that's going to kind of not be a reoccurring thing, but it may happen again in the future, obviously with the baby coming and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure how much baby content I want to post. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below if you want to see baby stuff, or like our family doing stuff. I know a lot of people really enjoyed our adventure vlogs, so come along with us for that journey. I haven't really decided yet. I've not really thought about it. We're just taking like day by day at the moment until the baby gets here. But if you are new to my channel and you enjoy this kind of content and you're looking forward to stuff that I've got planned next, like sorting out in there and creating my very own like treehouse and swings and zip lines and all sorts of really fun stuff, I'm going to do that all here, and I've been thinking about how to do it recently. It is going to be one hell of a task to clear all of this out, but I am actually looking forward to doing some more outdoorsy things. Anyways, if I don't go, I'll end up rambling here for another 20 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, I'm really sorry that I missed a couple of videos, but these things happen. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, much love. Bye bye.